Okay, in part one of this video on making a greeting card, I went ahead and created an 8x6 background, and I added a gradient to it. Let me close this because I'm getting ahead of myself here. So if you go to image size, you'll see that it is 8x6, 8 inches wide, 6 inches tall. You could reverse this and make this a portrait layout, but I'm just going to stick with landscape for now. Resolution is 300. The next part, I'm going to actually add text and fill it. So I got a image of the internet of candy cane stripes. So I'm going to open that, and then I'm going to go ahead and move this image over to the background. Now I've already pre-sized it. So if I hold down Shift and move the image over, it'll center itself. Okay. So now what I have, and I'm going to put it back up here so I can get somewhat organized. So now I have the background color and the background, or I have the font color in the background. What I'm going to do next is to type on the text. So I'm going to put the text layer here. I'm using size 72. Happy holidays. Exclamation mark. Now, I have two new layers now. I have the colors and I have the font. So what I'm going to do is kind of line this up, and I'm going to go resize this so that I can kind of fix the stripes in a smaller format. And you can see if I try to move this without holding down Shift, it's going to not let me, it's going to change the whole thing. So if I hold down Shift, now this is Photoshop 2020. If you have an older version, you would not hold down Shift. You just have to play with it and see which one works. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is commit to that, and then I need to move the colors above Happy Holidays and click on Layer, Create Clipping Mask. And now I have these two together. However, I don't want to have to move them one at a time. So I'm going to hold down Shift. So I have both selected. I'm going to right click and do Merge Layers. Now I have my text in one layer with the color filling it in. Now something else I can do on this, I could resize this later. Something else I can do, and I'm just throwing this out there for you, it's not required. I'm going to go to blending options, and I'm going to select bevel and emboss. And what just happened is it rounded off the edges to make it look more three-dimensional. I'm not going to put a drop shadow on this, however, but you can play with the direction and everything here, but I have it just the way I want it. That's optional. So I'm now going to check the positioning. Remember, you can use the arrow keys to fine tune it. And now I have two layers, and I'm going to do save as, but this time I'm going to save it back to the right place, and that's why I'm doing it this way, because I don't trust myself at all. Photoshop documents for learning, holiday card project, steps for card, and I'm going to call this background gradient text. So now I have these things merged together, and I'm saving that as a PSD. And let me go back and check again just to make sure. I'm gonna save it just to be safe. Okay, that's the next part.